bright and beautiful morning, afternoon, or evening to you out there from wherever you are listening and watching this. This is TSLNIGERIA TV, and this is the Breakfast Show. Today on the Breakfast Show, we'll be discussing on the latest declaration so far on Nigeria's 2023 election. It's going to be a hot year, promising. My name is Joy Matthews. Stick with us right after this break. You get to meet our co-host and our guests. Welcome back. Yes, it's still the Breakfast Show. It's Matters on Ground, and we're ready to dive into the Matters on Ground, the latest declaration so far. Already, you know I'm not alone. I'm joined by my co-host, Glory Brown, and I have a political analyst that will be doing justice to this conversation today. Welcome, Mr. Roy.
Welcome, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you for having me.
What do you make of the old 2023 election? Let me start off that way, starting on light foot. 2023 election.
Considering where we are and where we are coming from, 2023 election is an election that's supposed to be a turnaround for all Nigerians. A turnaround for Nigeria and Nigerians, because you will agree with me that the present leadership of those who are managing Nigeria now, those who are presiding over our common heritage, they have shown little or no capacity. To me, their performance have been it's a abysmal performance, woeful acting. So there's nothing positive to say about this present administration. Therefore, when we expect all Nigerians to be more focused towards 2023, so that will now start as a platform for we to rebuild our country, for we to lay foundation for Nigeria, for we to make Nigeria a better place. To me, 2023 is very, very unique, very important, very consequential, and above all, it's a year that all of us, an opportunity beckon on us for we to take our destiny in our hands. Therefore, when we miss it in 2023, we miss it.
It's going to be another long
No, once we miss it, we miss out.
Now, 2023 election seems to be like life-changing election. Like you have said, it's going to be very pivotal for us. We've seen so many persons come out to say, it's almost as if the persons that have come out to say that they are contesting are even more than a couple of days we talked about the electorate, but it seems like the contestants are more than the electorate. Let's talk about some of the prominent persons that have come out to show interest in this presidential race. We have the VP, the Vice President of our country, currently saying that yes, I am going to be running. We have the person of Osibanjo, we have the person of Atiku, we have the person of Rotimi Amechi. Even the CBN governor has come out to say that he's interested. All of these prominent names, they are not new names when it comes to the political space in Nigeria. What do you make of all these names generally and then individually?
Generally, they have the constitutional responsibility. They have every right to seek for any position they want to. To me, it's an aspiration. Therefore, you cannot limit anybody not to aspire. You know? Therefore, it's good for our democracy. A declaration is the fundamental level or the elementary level of politicking in terms of you are aspiring for position. Because what is quite very fundamental is for you to also declare your intention first. And that is what they have able to demonstrate. To me, there is nothing so serious about them. But if you want me to take on individual, I don't know what you mean, but to me, last week when Amechi and the vice president they declared for the intention, some of us were disappointed. When we expect, instead of Amechi to be telling us what he can do in terms of capacity, in terms of intellectual disposition to turn around Nigeria, the man was busy running around the stadium. He reminisced of we are doing Olympics. If we were looking for somebody who can run for probably some of us say let's go and root for some boots. But when you saw a man who is aspiring for a president and a president of one of the largest country in the world, and you are seeing a man running around you begin to wonder where we headed to. And that will tell you the elementary standard we have reduced our politics and politicking to.
So from what you said from the first question on Joma to ask you, you talked about the challenges we've been going through in this country. So from these people that have actually come out to make their intentions known to run for presidency in the next coming election, do you see any of them giving us that change that we clamor for? That will turn around the situation in Nigeria?
I don't want to be possessed with the spirit of pessimism, you know. But can conveniently tell you, I talked about Mechi very just now, the vice president who is also say he wants to be there. You ask him, a government you have been there for the past almost 7 years. There's nothing to show for it. You are as a number 2 man. What are you bringing new? What is new about that? To me, it's a reminiscent of recycling what is bad. We want to just give another coloration, another nomenclature for him to come aboard. To me, there is nothing about him. As far as I'm concerned, this government is a personal opinion. I will continue to share it. That this government, under the leadership and hegemony of President Muhammadu Buhari, have disappointed Nigeria. You know, therefore, anybody who is serving in this country, in this government, supposed to buy hair in shade. What is new? What are they telling us? As a vice president, you cannot even relate with your president and say, this is the situation of Nigeria. Nigerians are suffering. What do we do? If you have the idea, you should be able to reach out to your president. It's just as what you are saying here now. You have a co-host. The question you don't remember to ask, the other one will remember. That is a collective work. And when we expect presidency, Buhari is a unit of presidency, as far as I'm concerned.
True.
Therefore, somebody like Osinbajo is also a unit of presidency. What is he bringing aboard? Have he been able to navigate a true position for his boss and say, oh God, these are the situation. This is where Nigeria, this is what we're about. You have not been able to do that.
Let's assume that, like you said, that unit of presidency has some constraints that not being the 001, so to say, does not allow him to really fulfill. He has been part of the presidency for the last 7 years, and we can all say that Nigeria is almost a failed state. This is me still trying to be optimistic. Now, when he gave his declaration, he said something about the plan. It was really specific about having a plan. So a lot of persons have come out to say that, is it that you had a plan all along and you just wanted a share of power to say, yes, I'm the president and this is when I'm going to execute the plan? Or do you think that him holding this plan was probably because he did not have as much power to execute before now?
What you are talking about plan, to me, it's just to vote for you to understand. What plan?
Osinbajo's plan.
So what is Osinbajo's plan? You should be able to. I listened to his declaration. To me, he spent most of the times praising his boss. That I have done well for this country. I saw him as a mere hallelujah boy who was trying to massage the ego of his boss. He did not talk. He was not detailed about what he wants to do for Nigeria. He was not detailed.
So you feel that promise of the plan could be an
no, somebody cannot just tell you that I have a plan.
Let's
What
see
kind of
Atiku
a plan?
Abubakar, for instance, when he was giving his declaration, he made a 5-point agenda talking about security, talking about the economy and education. In the aspect of ASU going on strike in our education sector, in the aspect of ASU going on strike every now and then, do you think the Atiku Abubakar 5-point agenda, where he made mention of education, will be a way out for educational system in Nigeria?
Atiku was there before as a vice president. Was he able to formulate a workable direction for the university sector, the education sector? You cannot just wake up and start talking about FAP plan. How do we even get to the level we are now? Atiku cannot be exonerated on the woe that have bedeviled this country. What is he bringing new? I say the way I look at Atiku, I also look at Osinbajo like that. What is 5-point agenda? Osinbajo as a professor, he had been in the academic field. When we expect at the time he was even a member of ASU. Was he bringing about? Atiku cannot just wake up and tell us that he have 5-point agenda. That is not the point we are looking for. Nigeria is gradually metamorphosing. It's evolving. We are looking for people who have fresh ideas.
Okay.
These are personalities over the year we have tried them. We know their limitation. We know what they can. Atiku, after 70 years, what is he bringing about? What is he saying? What is 5-point agenda? How does that answer the problem? How does that, does the 5-point agenda, does it serve as a panacea to the predicament that have bedeviled this country?
I'm talking about recycling those that have actually been there before. Like Osinbajo has been the vice president, Atiku has been there before. What do we think of the young? Do we have any young ones coming up that is capable of taking the position and turning Nigeria around?
I believe in the younger generation, where some of us also belong to. But the younger generation does not have the financial muscle.
Okay.
With the way and manner our Nigerian political elite have screwed the whole process, they make sure it favors them. As a young man in your 40s, how are you going to gather 40 million to go and buy from? What kind of job are you doing? You know, we must be bothered about that. Those are the issues I'm bothered about. You know, we have young Nigerians who are doing well. You know, we have young Nigerians who have ideas. Even some of the personalities who have managed this country, they did well when they were young. Nahru moved for Nigeria independence at a very tender age. Obasanjo ruled this country at a tender age.
The president was at some point.
Gowon ruled this country as even a bachelor. He was a president without a wife. He married as a president. That will tell you how they have managed this country over there. It's not about the younger generation, they are good. But they also have problem with the younger generation because an average young Nigerian is on a fast lane. They are not willing to observe the necessary protocol. They are on a fast lane.
True.
You know, and a situation like that when people are on a fast lane, you had issue. You go to some countries, you remember this guy from France, a very young boy who said, I want to take a shot. The youth mobilize around him. Even the Ukrainian guy, the youth mobilize around him. Have you seen a candidate or a personality that the Nigerian youth want to rally around?
Okay, just before we really get involved with the youth, because that's a very powerful conversation. Some of these persons that have so far declared, we've talked about Atiku, we've talked about Osibanjo's declaration, we've talked about Amishi. It's almost as if there is a power play that has always existed between the two prominent parties in Nigeria, APC, PDP. Now we have Osibanjo from APC, Tinubu is from APC, we have Amishi from APC, we have Yahya Bello from APC. Also on PDP, we have Peter Obi, we have Atiku, we have Winke, and then Saraki. So a concerned Nigerian said something about how it's almost as if this year's primary seems to be more interesting, seems to be more involved
because of the
compared
people,
to the election itself. What do you make of this, should I say, caliber of persons that have come out over and over again to show their interest?
I'm not bothered by the caliber of persons that are coming out. You know, no matter how a woman revolves around, turn around 100 times, the breast will remain where the breast is positioned by God.
Word.
You understand me? These are personalities we have known over the years. You know, don't be surprised at the end of the day, they are fronting for one or two persons. I see them busy. To take a form is between 40 to 50 million. One single individual can also be bankrolling these persons. To me, it's a mere gimmick. It's a shenanigans that have just been composed by them to hocus pocus Nigeria. So that to the level that you will not be carried away with the caliber you are saying. But at the end of the day, they will tailor their arrangement towards their godfather who secured those funds for them. To me, there's something in this Nigeria where anything can happen.
Okay, how about the issue of zoning? Do you think that zoning in the 2023 election would be different from what we are used to?
Zoning in Nigeria politics is very fundamental.
Okay.
Yes. And I will continue. I am from Edo Center. I'm an Esamba. I'm from Ohodwa. You know, there is nothing wrong for me to support zoning. Because without zoning, some persons will not have the opportunity to preside over this country. And that's the reason why some of us believe that if you, from 1999 to date, Obasanjo was there from Southwest. He did 8 years, uninterrupted 8 years. As if that was well enough, Osibanjo is going to do 8 years from Ogun State, and Obasanjo from Ogun State, from the west, Southwest. You understand me? You go to Katsina, Buhari is from there. The former president is from there. These are 1, 2 political zones. You know, whichever way you look at it, now that it's a clamor that it should come to South, you know, the South yeah, when I mean South, the outcome is usually between the North and the South. We know when you get to the South, we have the Southwest,
southeast.
The southeast and the
South.
south-south. The southwest, Obasanjo, Osinbajo. The south-south, good luck.
Yeah.
Enjoy almost 8 years, if not more than. Okay. He did about 2 years, finished the boss. He came for another first 4 years. That is for south-south. Now that it's coming to the south-south, now they are talking the south. Southeast, they have not been able to spend at least 24 hours in that place. What is wrong?
Okay.
Now, what is good for Obasanjo? Is it not also good for Chukwuma? What is good for Yaradua? It's not also good for Katrina. Why are they not trying to monopolize the whole thing?
Okay, let's not dwell too much on that, because already we know that to an extent the southeast is not entirely a settled ground. Let's talk about the young persons that we spoke of earlier on. So prior to this time, 2 years back, we had a serious, massive protest in Nigeria that really did put Africa on the map, talking about the NSAS protest. And I think for once, it was one of the times that we saw young persons united against a common goal, or for a common goal rather. Do you think that the momentum that they held during that NSAS protest, a lot of persons will say that most of the protests went on online, and they, in their defense, young people will tell you that yes, the world is evolving, we should evolve with it. Do you think that those persons can still hold that same momentum to probably bring out, fine, the cost of form is a thing to be worried about, but you made mentions of other countries where young persons have actually bankrolled one of their own. Do you think it's something that we can expect of ourselves here in Nigeria?
With what is available now, with what you are seeing now, are you convinced that the younger Nigerians will be able to come up with something positive? Are they rally around any candidate now?
So most of this is happening online?
What happens online, there is no polling voting online. You understand me? For you to be relevant, I just came back from my village this morning, and I came here streets. For you to be relevant, you must also leave your online
And be physical.
and come to offline, which is it now. Let me see you physical. Some people can just sit there in their comfort of their home and start releasing anything from there. Especially some of they have a data that was sent to them by their either brother or the girls by their boyfriend, as the case may be. Then they just see that they are not willing to take responsibility. You know, we want this on ground. Now, with due respect to the younger generation, in the SR protest, I was one of those. I came out for the protest. I'm in my 40s, therefore, I still see myself as a younger, from the younger generation. You know, I'm bothered about what will happen to the future of this country. And what are we going to leave behind for our children? Because our father, what they left behind for us, there's something to show for it. We are saying, I want to have something to show, to be telling my children when I'm leaving this country, I'm going to meet my creator, I should be able to show that Nigeria I'm leaving behind is Nigeria they will be proud of.
So, sir, from everybody that came out and made their declaration known of the coming president in the next coming election, what do you think about the CBN governor himself, Emefiele? Because I feel, or I know he's doing quite well in his area as the CBN governor, but unfortunately he's coming out to say he wants to make this.
Has he officially declared?
No, not officially.
Therefore, why are we taking him serious? Those are just mere distraction. And that's the reason why those who have declared, I deliberately don't want to talk about Tinubu. I don't know whether he have declared officially.
Okay, so he has not really declared, but
You
he's
know,
saying going round.
No, those are not the issues. Because whether you like it or not, if you look at our electoral act, there are provisions for everything. There are times you have to declare, there are times you have to buy your form, there are times you cannot buy form again. We must be interrogating those who are able to secure form. And that's the reason why I told you in that issue. You should not be carried away with all these shenanigans. That person, they were in the race. There are distractions here and there. And that is how politicians operate across the globe. You must be very careful when you are dealing with them. You understand me? Let us focus on those who have declared their attention, who have also secured the form.
Thank you so much, sir. It's been an educative one on the recent declaration concerning the 2023 coming up presidency election. Thank you so much, sir. For the younger ones, like you said, we have a lot of issues ongoing in the country right now. So we need to get our PVC out there and vote for the right candidates to change our situation and our economy in Nigeria around. Thank you so much. This is as much we can take. We can actually go on and on, but this is as much we can take on the breakfast show this morning on Nigeria TV. Don't forget to follow us across all social media platforms. On YouTube, you can subscribe if you've not done that already. Follow us on Facebook and also on Instagram at TSLNIGERIATV. Until we come your way again, it's Larry Brown. Say bye. Stay safe.
Stay connected to TSL Nigeria and get updates on the go all day, every day. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on TSL Nigeria Space TV and join our online family.